Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I've got the fire in the basement going. It's where I create all my biochar, at least all of the stuff that I use. I create quite a bit of biochar outside of this, as you've seen those videos. I hope to use those more so in the upcoming future, now that I've got a little time on my hands. But I figured I'd just show you the setup of the stove that I have. So I have all my tools here, plus a spare crowbar that I just store inside, and then I have the ashes bucket. And then on the stove itself there are two dials. This dial, I will put a link in the description below, is basically just telling me how hot the stove top is here if I decide to cook on here, which I have and do sometimes when I feel like it, or when the power goes out and I don't feel like firing up the generator. And then I have a second stove. Let me try and not get hit by the fan. That just measures the flue temperature so that I don't just create creosote while burning. Then I have these two heat powered fans, which just help blow the warm air throughout the cellar and spread it that way. This stove is a little bit small for the size room that it's in because it's heating the entire cellar, but it takes the chill out of the air. It helps, especially on the extremely cold days. It warms the basement up quite nicely, whereas the regular furnace will keep it warm down here. This just makes it so much more, which heats the floors and just warms you from the bottom up. And by keeping a few sticks of wood in here, it uses very few compared to the outdoor wood stove, especially in the cold, windy nights. It gives it an immense boost. Then over here we have our biochar material and another wood pile, and then all of my kindling setup. And I will bring more kindling in and make more of that as need be, and then more fire starter boxes, paper, etc. Everything is kept well away from the stove. There's a good 3-4 feet between the stove and everything, except for like the kindling and the biochar. None of that is burnable in that metal bin. I'm going to take this dog bag, I've got another metal bin, and I'm going to place out that way it can't catch on fire. The air flows quite nicely underneath. I have all of my wood up on cement blocks as such to allow access, and you can see right through the wood pile, which allows the cold air to flow through this back to the stove as the hot air flows up and over and away. Like I said, I store my biochar here. By burning through all 4 of these, I made a good 5 gallons. I used about half of that when I cleaned out the chicken coop. You guys should have had that video last weekend. And yeah, I will show you how I start this and do that in another video. And a lot of times during the early mornings after I'm done working out, or late evenings when it's nice and cold out and I'm done for the day, I will just shut this light off and just sit here and watch the fire burn like that. It soothes the soul and is nice and easy, allows you to think and be alone and quiet. So I hope everybody is staying warm and safe this winter, and until next time, like, comment, and subscribe, and be safe.